I mean, I think the positives to take away from it was our second half defensive effort was much better. Obviously, the amount of turnovers that we had was not as positive. So hopefully, we can just get more comfortable with each other, relax a little bit on offense, and if we can bring that same defensive intensity for two halves next game, take care of the ball a little better, I'm sure the result will be much better too.
The last time I checked the box score, it looked like the spread of minutes was pretty even. Was that kind of the point to give everyone a go and learn as much as you can?
Yeah, that was another positive. I think we had a target for minutes for just about everybody, and for the most part, we hit that. Foul trouble maybe had a couple guys a little bit lower than what their target was, but by and large, we hit the target. And again, that's one of the goals of this trip is to make sure that when we get back to Perth, that everyone's in regular season shape and ready to compete on December 3rd.
Guys like Carl Zunic and Jack Purchase probably, maybe towards the end of the bench in the regular season, but stood up well today, and you must have liked what you saw.
Well, there's a good and a bad side to everything, and when you have some guys injured, or you have guys rehabbing, or you have guys coming out of quarantine that aren't able to play their usual allotment, then on the bright side, you have some guys who maybe wouldn't get as much opportunity that get an opportunity, and that's going to be a valuable experience for those guys, not just while they're here, but down the road throughout the course of the season when it inevitable that injuries happen, and it's going to be a next man up mentality. So it's good when those guys can get a little game playing experience.
And you touched on it already, but obviously the defense must have been a big highlight. You said the second half. What specifically? Who specifically? I guess. And will that be something the team hangs its hat on again this year?
I mean, I hope so. I mean, we're not going to win too many games if we give up 80, 90 points a game. So I think the second half we were just a lot more sound with our system. It was a good team effort. I thought a lot of guys did a great job, especially in the second half. The one thing we do have to improve defensively is our rebounding. It was a 2-point game there for a good stretch. We couldn't get a shot to fall, and then the other end we gave up some second chances that kind of put the game away for them. So we got to finish off possessions, but by and large, I think the defensive stuff was something we'll point to as a positive in the second half.
And obviously, shooting you mentioned in there. You hope that doesn't happen too many times. It is the game one of the preseason. I guess in the end that was kind of the difference going down the stretch.
Well, if you're going to throw up a bunch of bricks, it's better to do it now than in December. Obviously, the guys are disappointed in their shooting, but I think for the most part we had some good looks when the game was close, and hopefully down the road those shots will fall when we get our legs under us. But at the end of the day, if you take care of defense and finish possessions down there with good rebounding, then you can afford to miss some shots, and it just wasn't quite enough of that to make up for our poor shooting.
Over the next 2 weeks, is it all about, I guess, blowing out some of those cobwebs and just getting used to each other?
Yeah, getting comfortable with each other, getting guys in game shape, like I said, and trying to just improve as much as we can. Obviously, our goal is to improve every day while we're here. So I'm hoping for a more consistent defensive effort next game over the course of 40 minutes, and then offensively cut down some of our turnovers and give ourselves more of a chance to score, even if our shooting isn't that good.
And personally, the crazy few months we've had, sort of, I don't know, the last few days that's come to a peak. Must have felt good to get the court under your feet and coach some basketball.
Yeah, no, it felt good. It's my first game in the league as well, so I'm going to take advantage of the 5 games as well to try and get comfortable with the flow of the game, the pace of the game. Timeouts go a little quicker. There's less stoppages, so really got to coach on the fly. But I'm lucky to have a good group of guys on the floor that are experienced and professional, and they're going to help me out till I get my feet wet as well.